Hello everybody. Today we have Ben with Route 12 Pickle. Why don't you give a little kind of intro and bio about yourself?
Okay. Well, my name is Ben Minsk, and I'm the owner and founder of Route 12 Pickle, located out here in West Boylston, Massachusetts, which is literally 10 to 15 minutes away from Worcester. So we sit right out here in the center of Massachusetts, right in the heart of Worcester County, surrounded by a bunch of great towns and, fairly decent density of population here. Um, the I've been at this now for about 13 months. The club's been open 13 months, and we're growing. We have 9 indoor courts in the facility. We had originally 8, but I put a ninth one in, and it's been filling up on a regular basis. So I'm really happy about that. Um, we're just a pure play pickleball club. We don't have any other things like golf simulators or weight rooms or restaurants even. We're just pickleball and beer and wine and seltzer. And as well, we have a great um, event room that we allow people to come in and rent and hold parties here. And so it's great for team building and, corporate events and birthday parties and linking the two together with pickleball. And people come in and have a great time doing that. Um, we run leagues and clinics, and we will have an occasional tournament or two through the course of the year. As a matter of fact, we have an upcoming tournament on April 4th through the 6th. It's a seniors 50 over tournament that I think is going to be a great draw. Um, what else do we got here? We got um, over 7,000 players have played here since we've opened the doors. We got about 400 members, but I wouldn't judge a club by its membership count because there are many people that play and come on a consistent basis that choose not to have memberships. And, you know, so the numbers are here. We have, as I say, a very large population of players. That's not an issue at all.
Yeah,
Um,
I can fully attest on the membership count there. I definitely hit the guest fee at a lot of different clubs at different times. But yeah, I think that's super cool. You got to mention you got that little ping pong table in the back too. You know?
Well, it's kind of moved to the back now,
Okay.
DDOG, because I needed the space to put in the ninth court. We can roll it out, yeah, and we will roll
Oh,
it
so
out
you did put
for.
an extra cord in.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, we started with 8 and now we have 9.
Okay. That's pretty
And
cool. It's a
yep,
pretty good number. It's a good
it
number of
is.
courts. So, especially for that area too. I was about to say, I don't know of many other clubs in your
We
area.
only have right now, I would say we really only have 2 other players in a 30-mile radius of us, or perhaps
Wow.
3. Bossy being one down in Natick, which is far enough away that people from Central Mass generally won't drive that far. They may go there for a one night out kind of thing, which I've never played there, but I hear it's a great experience. Decent courts, great restaurants. You want to go drop a couple $100, that's the place to go for a night. Um, there's a place down in Sturbridge, Mass called Pickleball U, which is a nice facility as well, 6 courts. Again, 25 miles, 30 miles away from me. Not a big, they service a different market. And then recently, a third club opened up called Pickle It in Leominster, Massachusetts. And it's a smaller facility. I think they have 4 dedicated courts or 5 maybe. Um, and they have another space with a synthetic floor that you could play pickle on, but most people don't like to play pickle on it. But I'm not trying to, bash them. It's just, again, a different facility, and they have other things that they like to do in their facility as opposed to what we
Yeah.
have here.
No, that's super valid. And like you said, you're just solely pickle. And I do think that, while a lot of people like having these options and extra options, I do think there's something to be said about a facility that's solely dedicated to pickleball, especially in an area like the Northeast where pickleball might not be as, flourishing as say, Florida or a Texas or a California. So I do think that's really good. Sounds like you've been doing some of the renovations too. So is there any other ones you want to anything else besides the new court that you want to chat about?
Um, you know, you know, On a renovation wise, the only thing that I had to have done, aside from putting in the ninth court, is that I had to replace fences, which I wasn't too happy about because some of the original fence that got put in, our courts are all penned in courts, which is great. So no, we don't have balls flying into each other's courts, and you still run into this in many
Yeah.
facilities. Um, so unfortunately, the original fence that I had purchased wasn't up to par, so I've had to do some fence replacement. And the players, respect that and appreciate that because, anybody who's ever played in a gym environment or a tennis court that, has been adapted for pickleball, it's just a nightmare,
Yeah,
especially.
I've been around this sport for a good amount of time for the New England area, and I can attest it can be tough when it's
Yep.
not a pickleball specifically designed space. So, yeah. So, anyways, I know that you have that senior tournament coming up. I've seen you guys have been hosting a whole bunch of other tournaments, though. Is that something you guys are looking to do more of? You know,
My feelings about tournaments, frankly, are is that I like to do maybe 2 to 4 a year, but no more than that.
okay.
One, because there's so many tournaments now coming around, and people only have so much money to spend on tournaments. Tournaments aren't the cheapest thing to do, and every other week there's a tournament somewhere. So I think that people.
Hey guys, Editor Dawson here. I'm jumping in real quick just to share some of the fun videos and photos of Route 12 Pickle. I hope you enjoy them.
Going to have to make choices, and they're not going to come to every tournament that gets put out there. And frankly, I like the idea of behind a tournament. It brings new people into the facility, but many of those people travel and are transient and aren't necessarily going to come back to your club or become members of your club either. So I have to keep my members happy and not take away, courts on a regular basis from them because as members, they really deserve, first choice and priority of utilizing the courts.
I honestly couldn't have said that better on myself on the transient part. Totally agree with that as someone that has totally played a tournament at a club and then never been to the club again. And so, yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I think it's a good number for you guys. I know you guys have some leagues, stuff like that too, some duper involvement, if there's anything
Yeah,
to
we,
chat
we
about
just ran
there.
a couple of in-house leagues that just culminated that were 7 week leagues, and
Okay.
they were 3-0 to 3-5 and 3-5 to 3-7-5. And we had really good uptake on that. People really enjoyed them. They were very, very happy to, for the competition, and they're playing amongst people that they play regularly with every day when they come in here. So it added a little fun and competitive edge um, to the scene, and so it was a lot of fun in that regard.
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome. I'm a big fan of leagues and proponents, especially for kind of players early on in the pickleball journey. I think it's a good way to meet people and get connected kind of
Yep.
outside of that, open play to booked court atmosphere. Um, all right. Well, out of curiosity, are there any plans for, a second Route 12 club, stuff like that down the road?
None whatsoever. One
Okay,
is
good to know.
one is hard enough to run. I mean, I admire people who want to go take
Yeah.
this on, but um, it takes a lot of money and a lot of investment and a lot of time to open up one of these places. And I give a lot of respect to people who want to go do it because unless you're in and know what's going on in running one of these things on a day-to-day basis, they're great places to visit, but unless you're um, not up to the task, you don't know how much work it may be.
Oh, I definitely believe it, having seen bits and pieces of it through doing this.
Yeah.
So, but all right, I will make sure to post a bunch of photos and kind of some short videos of the club just so you guys can get some views of the space. But that's all I have for you at this time, Ben. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.